Coming up on Inside the High School Game, a wild finish in Germantown between the Red Devils and Cordova. The interesting ending that helped snap the Red Devils' regular season winning streak. Plus, Briarcrest took on Wooddale in our fan vote game of the week. The Saints had a big night behind Ole Miss commit Jabari Small. And a 2A clash between Fairley and Douglas. These highlights plus much more next on the Memphis Sports Zone's Inside the High School Game. Week 2 of Inside the High School Game begins at Germantown, where Cordova was taking over the Wolfpack with a commanding 21-7 halftime lead. But in the third quarter, things were about to get interesting.
And a bump on the punt, and Germantown has the ball. First and 10.
The mishandle on the punt gave Germantown the life they needed, and you could feel the momentum starting to swing.
Quarterback runs inside the 20.
T.J. Tate, one of two Red Devil quarterbacks seeing action, played a great second half. Tate using his legs and his arm to get Germantown back in the game. And this pass interference penalty moved the Red Devils closer, where T.J. Dorsey took it from there. The touchdown from Dorsey made it a one-score game with plenty of time left. Unfortunately for him, his time was limited with cramping issues. On the next possession, Cordova's Daquan Bevel trying to take the momentum back. Bevel on the big run gave the Wolves a first down, but this one was going down to the wire as Germantown's defense played much better. In the fourth quarter, the Red Devil offense had their share of chances. The potential game-time touchdown early in the quarter dropped. Later in the drive, Tate would keep things alive. The strike to Dwayne Akon on the run put the ball inside the 10.
Akon the second.
But on the very next play, another Germantown miscue cost them another opportunity. Cordova coming up with a huge recovery, and their offense tried to add some insurance to their lead with a big play. Cordova perhaps wanting a flag for interference, but none came. Fast forward to late in the game, still 21-14, the Wolfpack defense called upon to hold the lead. The big sack backed Germantown up, but when it was do or die, the Germantown offense came to life. Tate the King, who dropped a potential game-time touchdown earlier, making a timely catch and run here.
Number 4 breaks the tackle and gets to midfield.
Speaking of big runs, with under 2 minutes to go, T.J. Tate made his move.
He's inside the 5-yard line.
Tate inside the 5, giving the Red Devils a first and goal. On the next play, Red Devil fans going crazy. The touchdown from Marion Claybrooks, all they needed was the extra point to make the comeback complete, but that's when things went wrong. Germantown looking like they want to roll the dice and go for 2 and the lead. They kept the quarterback in, then the kicker came in, then the quarterback went out. Then they got a penalty. That moved the extra point kick back, and then this happened. The longer extra point try came up short after all the confusion on the substitutions. Cordova ran the clock out, and afterwards, Germantown's coach Farrell would address what happened in the final moments.
Man, our kids played their butts off. They played great. We've just got to do a better job as coaches with sideline management. We were trying to do something there at the end, and we didn't have very good communication. So that's something that we'll have to practice this week coming up.
Always happy with the W. And, looking at the schedule, you kind of look like, man, it could go good, it could go bad, but you got to roll with the punches. It's all about trying to build a program. We try to teach these guys how to fight through adversity and learning how to beat good teams, and they're learning how to do that right now.
Man, it feels good to be 2-0, man. It feels great.
In our game of the week, the fan poll sent us to Briarcrest for a matchup between the Saints and Wooddale. The Cardinals, the defending region champs in 3A, boasting one of the top dual-threat quarterbacks in the area in senior John Jones. His running mate in the backfield, his brother Charles. Their opponents had playmakers all over the field. Briarcrest, one of the more talented teams in the city, with one of the more talented players in the state in Jabari Small. In the first quarter, he was doing it all. Small with the first big play of his big night, and he capped it off right. The easy touchdown gave the Saints a 7-0 lead after their opening possession. On the ensuing kickoff, more things going wrong for Wooddale. Charles Jones, the explosive running back and kick returner, limped off the field and had his night limited.
On the return for the Cardinals, number 2, Charles Jones.
The injury to Jones just made Wooddale's uphill battle even tougher, and moments later, Briarcrest made it rougher. The hit and the fumble recovered by the Saints. It was Jabari Small and the Briarcrest offense quickly taking advantage. Small in the end zone for the second time in the first quarter as the Saints pushed the lead to 14-0. Outside the early fumble, the Wooddale offense didn't play bad in the first half. In fact, they made some plays like this deep ball from Jones to Rodney Bridges. But the problem was they just couldn't get it in the end zone enough. On 4th and 8, the Cardinals going for it, but the Saints defense not. The turnover on downs, and that turned it back to the Saints offense and Jabari Small, who turned it out. Small with the sensational moves on the long run made it a 21-0 game, over 200 total yards for Small on the night. Later, Wooddale not going down just yet. Once again, they moved the ball, and this time they were able to push through. On 4th and 1, John Jones with a quarterback sneak. Cardinals down 21-7, and they almost had more momentum. The Wooddale offense forced a 3-and-out, and Briarcrest decided a fake punt. Dallas going downfield, but watched the play by the Cardinal defensive back. Excellent effort on the interception, but Wooddale called for a roughing the passer penalty. That momentum swing gone, and to make matters worse, Briarcrest quarterback Michael Dallas was making plays like this. Dallas, the second time in the game that he picked up a fumble on the run and then threw it to a receiver, and this night was all Briarcrest. Saints roll in the big game of the week. 35-18, the final. Elsewhere was a 2A clash between Douglas and Fairley. Let's hear what both teams had to say during preparation week.
It really takes us being locked in. Like in the past years, man, I know we've paid off for us that we played them later on in the year, especially my first year, just getting here and us being able to get better each week and being able to play them in week 10. So now we're playing a really talented team early on, so there's some concerns there, but we have to lock in.
When we play them, it's always good competition. I feel it's going to be a very physical, and they're going to play very tenacious.
It got at us pretty good, so that taste is kind of sour. I know it's sour in my mouth. And some of the kids expressed that they were ready for the challenge, so we're gonna see.
It's personal. Me and my team got to come and play real hard, try to get this dub.
To the game we go now. Douglas wanted payback and a good start in district play early on, looking for big plays, and they got one. Check that catch. That's a beauty. Be kind and rewind that one-handed. That's a play of the week nominee right there. But not much offense from the Red Devils in this one. They were shut out in the first half while Fairley and Terry Wilkins went right to work. Wilkins a player, but he was playing no games. 272 yards on the ground, and not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns as Fairley wins big over Douglas, 36-13, the final. At Crump Stadium, 2 0-1 teams were looking for win number 1. Hamilton coming off a 50-point loss to Whitehaven, taking on the Trezevant team who lost big to out-of-town opponent Innsworth. In the second quarter, the Purple Bears were in control. Tavia Stark stopped the Wildcats' drive, giving the Purple Bears the ball back with little time left in the first half. But they didn't need much time. The offense ready to strike on the very next play. Tyrez Johnson going the distance. But not so fast. A flag saved Hamilton the deficit of another touchdown, catching a break, then catching the wrath of their head coach.
8 seconds.
Coach Antoine Moore fired up, but his team couldn't respond. With just 8 seconds left, Johnson got another chance, and this time it stood. 188 yards, 3 touchdowns on the evening for Tyrez Johnson. Trezevant up 24-0 at the break.
Our goal is to be the best team in the state tonight. That's our goal.
In the second half, the Purple Bears didn't take long to make sure this one was out of reach. Tavia Starks on the kick return, and 80 yards later, it was a done deal. Trezevant 46, Hamilton nothing. Just miles down the road at the fairgrounds, new program Memphis Business Academy was back at home for the second consecutive week. Last Thursday, Wooddale rudely introduced themselves with a 43-7 win. On this occasion, it was Middle College and Jordan Stevens continuing his torrid start in the return game. The junior taking the opening kickoff to the house, his second return in his second straight game, and just minutes later, he would burn the execs again, this time off the punt. And if Stevens is even, that means he's leaving. His second touch of the game, leading to his second touch of the game. As in touchdown, Bulldogs barking loud with a quick 14-0 lead. And it never got better for NBA. Stevens was on the run all night. This was setting up the Bulldogs' third touchdown, 21-0 after 1 quarter of play. In the second quarter, same song, different verse. Joyner joining his teammates for another touchdown celebration. Middle College 49, NBA 0. Coming up next on Inside the High School Game, a look at this week's Grade 8 Power Poll and your scores from around the area.